Milos Kerkez to Liverpool. Is it a good transfer or not? We're going to break down the deal in this video and what the Liverpool 11 could look like at the end of the video, because it's looking very, very interesting. You're talking about brand new fullbacks, a brand new star midfielder, maybe the removal of Diaz from the 11. He might be linked to other clubs, Saudi Arabia, Barcelona. So there could be a whole forward line that's changed as well with Liverpool. Of course, Van Dijk and Salah staying. It's all changed, but ultimately Kerkez is one of those big signings that I think is going to have a huge impact for Arne Slot. I really do. Let's just talk about the details of the transfer. Obviously, make sure you subscribe if you're new as well. £50 million is the touted fee, maybe 40 to £50 million. 21 years old. That's an outrageous age for a defender. Liverpool could have this guy for 10 years at his highest level, and already I'd say he's at a very high level, because I think he was the best left back in the Premier League last season. 2 goals, 6 assists. Look at some of those assists. They are absolutely outrageous. I think you could argue it's 2 of the best assists I've ever seen in a single game against Manchester City last season at home for Bournemouth. One of them, he puts this ball on a silver platter for Evan Nilsson. It's absolutely outrageous. And the second one, or the first one against Phil Foden, he absolutely runs Phil Foden ragged, gets the ball into Semenyo. Absolutely outrageous. So he's got everything to his game. He's got this kind of diminutive, stocky build, a bit like a classic fullback. In the last few years, you're thinking about big centre-backs playing right back, playing left back, maybe not as mobile, maybe good on the ball, coming into midfield, but being powerful. But whatever you say about Kerkez, he is diminutive, he is a little bit smaller, makes him very mobile, makes him very, again, dynamic in the challenge. But ultimately, he's got that traditional kind of stocky, almost like a Roberto Carlos. Obviously not of that quality, but a Roberto Carlos kind of stocky fullback, Marcelo at left back as well, that kind of physicality about him, a little bit like the Ashley Coles of the world as well. And I think he'll suit Liverpool massively in a big way. You have to look at Kerkez in other games as well. It's not just about goals and assists, because to get 2 goals, 6 assists are really strong numbers. But the way he operates right on the touchline, and he's got such great technical control that he can carry the ball right down the line. I've seen him run 40, 50 yards with the ball straight down the touchline, and then put in a quality cross that sometimes the Bournemouth strikers don't always hit. I mean, he'll be working with Salah coming in from the other side, heading things in, potentially volleying things in. Potentially someone like Julian Alvarez. Obviously, this is a big rumour, but maybe a brand new striker as well. It's absolutely outrageous, because his quality is outstanding. It really is. It's a really interesting position for Liverpool. It feels like it's been a non-issue for many years, and you can say that is down to brilliant signing strategy from FSG, signing Andy Robertson for nothing. £7 million from Hull City. The fact that they got 8 or 9 years out of him, and he's been the best left back in the world for a couple of those seasons out of the 9 years. I really believe that. One of the best left backs to ever play in the Premier League, probably just behind Evra and Ashley Cole. I think that's fair to say. And the fact that Jurgen Klopp signed this guy, and he's dominated the position to such a degree that this is the first time I've ever seen Liverpool be linked with a left back for many years. Obviously, Tsimikas came in. I think he's been decent in spells. I think there'll be a big debate now for Arne Slot, how he wants to manage this squad. You could be completely get rid of all the old guys. Robertson goes, and obviously Trent goes, and potentially Diaz goes, and bring in a whole new younger roster. But ultimately, I think there's a world where you can keep Andy Robertson in the side. Kerkez is definitely number 1. And ultimately, Tsimikas is a little bit of a halfway measure. I don't know if you need him on the bench. If you can have Andy Robertson on the bench, Kerkez plays 40, 50 games a season. Robertson comes in as a sub for 20 of them. I think that looks a lot stronger, particularly for Champions League, like big moments in the Champions League. I'd rather have Andy Robertson if anything happened for Kerkez. But it's a nice changing of the guard. Kerkez is at the age where he could just be at Liverpool for the next 10 years quite easily. The fact that Real Madrid were interested is a ringing endorsement as well, of course. And you've got to say that Liverpool are building a very robust and interesting squad going into the season. I think you can look at PSG and just almost copy what they were doing a little bit. I think all the great sides get copied. Everyone played Guardiola football after he won the Champions League with Barcelona in the kind of decade after that. People were copying Mourinho's style and kind of conservative approach. And I feel that you can copy Luis Enrique, and that is in the fullback area. I think Liverpool at points struggled last season on the left-hand flank. They got a lot of great work from Gakpo, but he's always coming on the inside. Diaz, his form was a little bit strange at points throughout the season. He started very, very well. But if Kerkez can come in on one side, Frimpong on the other, that is one of the most athletic and, again, dynamic kind of set of fullbacks you're ever going to get. It's not as good as Nuno Mendes, and it's not as good as Hakimi. It's probably just below that. I mean, I'd say it's probably better than Arsenal's fullback selection. It's better than, at the moment, Man City's selection of fullbacks. That's because I don't know about the right-back situation. Ait-Nouri is very, very juicy, to be honest. It's better than arguably Real Madrid's fullback selection as well, with Carvajal and Trent. I think I'd rather have Frimpong and Kerkez as a balanced duo than what Real Madrid might have at fullback. But that's a big debate for a different video. So Liverpool have got a brand new set of fullbacks going into this season, and with their big guns staying, Van Dijk and Salah. And then you're talking about Florian Wirtz, that I've obviously covered on this channel. You're talking about an unbelievable rebuild whilst Liverpool have been successful. And I think all the big clubs do it. They win a Premier League title, or they win multiple ones in a row if you're Man City, and you do take your foot off the gas. It's hard to conjure up the desperation. It's hard to conjure up this kind of demand to revolutionise a side if you just won a Premier League title. That hunger isn't there in the same way. And Man City obviously had to pay the price for that and had to spend a lot of money in January to try and get straight back to having a competitive squad again. But whatever you say about FSG and their model, £180 million potentially on Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong. Frimpong came in for £25-30 million. It's outrageous value, and Liverpool are building on what is already a successful season. They'll be a major force next season. They're going to have one of the best left backs in the country, a top European right back in Frimpong. I think Alisson's going to stay from all accounts, and Mamardashvili is going to come in and compete with him. They're building a bit of a powerhouse. It is a little bit concerning. You've got those two fullbacks with Van Dijk. I think maybe there's a world. Look, I like Konate as well. If he can stay fit, you don't really need a centre-back. Maybe you bring in another centre-back as well. The midfield is looking absolutely ridiculous. I think the other final point would be, you've got Frimpong bombing down. You've got, obviously, Kerkez bombing down the wing. Salah on one side. I think they need an answer to the left-hand side or the striker department. For me, Gakpo really will be great on the left-hand side. You keep Gakpo, even though he's been linked to Germany. Kerkez overlapping him, and then you've got the kind of striker position down the middle. If that's Julian Alvarez, I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. These are very small rumours. They're not massive, but you feel that the final piece in the jigsaw, especially if you can get someone of that age as well. Julian Alvarez, what, 26, 25, 26, 27? Again, this Liverpool side are being built for the future. They're being built for a long-term approach. They're making massive gains on Man United. That's already happened, but massive gains on the squad of Chelsea. Arguably taking away a talent that what Guardiola really wanted. Guardiola saw it firsthand last season as well when Bournemouth beat Manchester City in Kerkez. So you're limiting the ability of rivals as well. It feels like last summer paid off for FSG, not spending any money, and now basically he's got the keys to the kingdom. This guy, Arne Slot, he is spending the money that he wants to build the squad that he wants in his style. I think they're going to be very competitive. Kerkez is a very good signing. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you very soon.